They say Europe has no secrets left. Every castle, every ruin, every town square has been mapped, photographed, and posted online. That's not true. Hidden in the East are places that feel stolen out of time. Ghost villages erased from records. Fortresses where locals swear the walls still whisper. Forests that watch you back. These aren't glossy travel stops. These are the stories time tried to bury, but they refuse to stay quiet. When most people think of Europe, they picture the big three: Paris, Rome, London, cities polished like museum pieces. Eastern Europe? For years it was labeled cold, gray, and haunted by war. That label pushed people away. And in the silence, something rare survived. Ruins left as they were, villages kept by habit, not marketing, and legends passed mouth to ear in kitchens after midnight. This journey isn't about the brochure highlights. It's about the back roads where maps lose detail. It's about valleys where a mist hangs so low it feels like a warning. It's about listening for the parts of history that never made it into textbooks, the parts still hiding in stone and shadow. So why do these places stay forgotten while others are restored and fenced off with ticket booths? Some say money, some say politics. But stand in these places and it feels like something else, a quiet choice to remain hidden. As if the land itself is keeping the secrets, because not every story wants a spotlight. The forgotten castles of Slovakia. High on a hill in eastern Slovakia, Spiš Castle sprawls like a broken crown. From a distance it looks peaceful. Up close the silence presses on your chest. Wind moves through empty doorways like breath. Chalk-white walls stretch forever, and stairways end in sky. Villagers talk about lights walking the ramparts at night. Too steady to be lightning, too slow to be cars. There's a tale of a lord who betrayed his kin and brought a curse that hollowed the fortress from the inside out. Another says a chapel vault hides a chest that only opens to the sound of weeping. Historians point to fire, siege, neglect. The hill shrugs. The ruin stands. If you climb at dusk, the stones warm in your hands and every footstep sounds like someone following. Romania's hidden villages. Beyond Dracula's shadow, beyond the postcard castles of Transylvania, Viskri sits in a bowl of hills that keep their own weather. Houses are painted in sun-faded blues and greens, doors carved with patient hands. A fortified church stands like a shepherd over sheep. Nights are thick here. Locals whisper about lights that drift through the forest without a source, about wolves that circle but never cross the ridge, about footsteps on empty lanes when fog rolls in. Some say the first Saxon families bargained with the hills for safety. Whether pact or habit, time barely moves. You taste smoke in the air, hear buckets on ropes, roosters at odd hours, and the slow creak of a gate that has opened the same way for 200 years. The ghost towns of Bulgaria's mountains. In Bulgaria's Rhodope Mountains, Dolan watches the world with empty windows. Balconies lean over lanes of cracked stone. Geraniums sprout from roof tiles where people once stood to gossip. Stories here multiply like echoes. One says Ottoman riders came at night and whole streets vanished by morning. Another says the mountain disliked the weight of noise and took back the loudest families. Skeptics point to migration and work in cities. Yet if you wait near sunset, you may hear flutes and hand drums from nowhere, thin music riding the wind. A dog barks in the next valley, then stops as if told to hush. A single spoon still hangs by a door. Dust rests on the bowl. Moldova's underground secrets. Under the fields of Moldova, the Cracova cellars run like a hidden city. More than 120 kilometers of tunnels named after wines. Cabernet, Fetesca, Pinot. Lamps smear yellow light on wet walls. The air tastes like stone and oak. In the war years, soldiers hid down here. Some made it out, some didn't. Old workers tell of corridors bricked shut in a hurry, of carts left standing with bottles still strapped in straw. There is a rumor about a room where no candle will stay lit, and another about a map cut into plaster that shows tunnels no one admits exist. Walk far enough and your footsteps double. You turn and there's only cold air that smells faintly of grapes and rain. The abandoned Soviet wonders of the Baltics. Across Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, the skeleton of a vanished empire is still on its feet. Radar domes like blind eyes, Theaters built for triumph and left silent, training bases where grass now salutes no one. In Lithuania, the pyramid of Šiauliai has a reputation that makes even locals drop their voices. Radios fuzz near it. Phones die. Birds avoid the top as if the air is heavy there. Builders say it's just concrete and angles. Old men swear there was an experiment that nobody finished. On windy days, the place hums. Put your palm on the wall and you might feel a faint tremor, like a sleeping animal deep under the ground. Poland's lost forest sanctuaries. The Białowieża forest of Poland is so old it makes your watch feel wrong. Trees climb until the light breaks around them. Moss grows in thick cushions. Water lies dark in hollows that have no names. Bison move like ships. Before churches, this was a temple without walls. People left bread on stones for thunder and coins for safe crossings. That habit never truly stopped. Hunters still touch certain trunks before a long walk. A woodcutter told me his grandmother would not say the names of some places after dark. Sometimes in snow you'll see one set of footprints wander off the path and another set return, smaller, as if the forest changed its mind and let the traveler go. The vanishing islands of Croatia's coast blue water hides black stories. Sveti Gurgur, once a prison for women, is quiet now except for wind and gulls. The barracks crumble in slow motion. Rust stains the concrete like old tears. Fishermen swear they hear sobbing carried on the Tramontana wind, and they pull their nets a little faster. Across the channel, Goliotok sits like a scar. It was a labor camp where sun and stone did half the punishment. Visitors talk about a pressure in the chest that doesn't lift until the boat turns for shore. A guide once said the island wants to sink but can't. Too many names hold it up. On calm days, the sea goes glassy, and the buildings reflect in it like a second island, the one that belongs to ghosts. The hidden monasteries of Serbia. In southern Serbia, monasteries like Studenica cling to cliffs in a grip of faith and limestone. Paths curl up the slopes like ropes. Inside, candlelight pulls color out of 800-year-old frescoes, saints with steady eyes, blues as deep as wells. Monks talk softly about lines in the earth, places where prayer feels louder, where even a breath seems to land differently. Some visitors say they felt a warmth in the stone when no sun touched it. During invasions, these walls hid more than icons. They hid people, books, seeds for fields that would have to be planted again. When the bells ring, sound rolls down the valley and folds itself into the river like a promise. Ukraine's mysterious Black Sea fortresses. On a headland over the Black Sea, Ackerman Fortress stares at the horizon with stone eyelids half closed. The walls are salt-burned. The steps are cupped by centuries of boots. Divers tell stories of tunnels that once ran under the water, now collapsed into caves that breathe when waves push in. One claims he found a sealed doorway and heard knocks on the other side. 3 slow, then 2 fast, like a code no one alive speaks anymore. Maybe there were escape routes. Maybe vaults. Maybe nothing but pockets where the sea keeps its secrets. At dusk, the fortress throws a long shadow into the water. The tide brings it back. The time-frozen streets of Albania. For decades, Albania locked itself behind a wall of suspicion. In Gjirokastar, that silence turned into stone. Steep lanes clatter under your shoes. Slate roofs stack like scales. The old bazaar smells of coffee and engine oil. Beneath it all, the dictator Enver Hoxha scattered bunkers and bored tunnels. Kids grew up playing on domes of concrete as if they were turtles. Gardeners still hit hollow places with spades, thunk, not thud, and mark the spot with a rock. Some entrances are choked with vine and soil. What's behind them depends on who you ask. Weapons, papers, nothing, or simply fear poured into the ground until it hardened. Add them together. Castles breathing in the wind, villages that refuse the clock, tunnels under vineyards, islands that carry a weight you can feel in your bones, and you get a map that doesn't appear on paper. It's a map of echoes. The same note rings in all of them. The past doesn't leave, it waits. It waits in stone, in water, in woods, and it tests anyone who comes looking with quick answers. Eastern Europe isn't only a story of borders and battles. It's a collection of quiet rooms where history still sits. A balcony with a single spoon. A chapel where the wall is warm. A forest where footprints change their mind. A sea that sends back a shadow. These places don't try to impress. They don't pose. They simply stand and let the patient listener hear what hurried travelers miss. If you go softly. Carry small questions. Leave with bigger ones. Subscribe to keep exploring.